Today, you'll discover how adding just half a cup of one specific food to your dinner can slash dangerous inflammation by 40% in 8 weeks, eliminate the morning stiffness and joint pain that's stealing your independence, and protect your brain from the inflammatory damage that occurs in 73% of people over 60, all before it becomes permanent and irreversible, and it costs less than $2 a day. Studies show that certain foods consumed with dinner can reduce inflammatory markers by up to 40% within 8 to 12 weeks. Inflammation is a major driver of aging-related diseases. Chronic inflammation affects over 50% of adults over 60 and is linked to heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and cognitive decline. And here's what most people don't realize. Chronic inflammation is completely different from the acute inflammation you get from a cut or injury. That kind of inflammation actually helps you heal, but the chronic inflammation we're talking about, it's like a fire burning inside your body 24 hours a day, destroying your joints, clogging your arteries, and even attacking your brain cells. The National Institute on Aging discovered that inflammation doesn't just make you feel older. It actually accelerates aging at the cellular level. Your telomeres, those protective caps on your DNA, shrink faster when inflammation is high. It's like your biological clock is running at double speed. Now you might be thinking, well, I'll just take some ibuprofen. Stop right there. Long-term use of anti-inflammatory medications can cause stomach bleeding, kidney damage, and increase your heart attack risk by 50%. But what if I told you there's something better? Something that works with your body instead of against it? The $2 solution. This is where everything changes. Scientists at the University of Delaware conducted a groundbreaking 12-week study with people aged 65 to 80. They discovered something remarkable. One simple food, when eaten with dinner, reduced C-reactive protein levels by 25%, reduced oxidative stress markers by 40%, and here's the kicker: it improved sleep quality at the same time. The food? Tart cherries. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, cherries, really? Stick with me, because this isn't about just any cherries. We're talking specifically about Montmorency Tart cherries, and the science behind them is absolutely mind-blowing. These aren't the sweet cherries you see at the grocery store. Tart cherries contain anthocyanins, the same powerful compounds that give them their deep red color. But here's what makes them special. They contain 10 times more anthocyanins than sweet cherries, and research from 2024 shows these anthocyanins work like a natural fire extinguisher for inflammation. In that University of Delaware study, participants consumed just 480 milliliters of tart cherry juice daily. That's about 2 cups, or if you prefer whole cherries, just half a cup with dinner. That's it. No complicated regimen, no expensive supplements. The cost, less than $2 a day. Compare that to prescription anti-inflammatory drugs that can cost hundreds of dollars a month and come with a laundry list of side effects. But here's what really shocked the researchers. The people in the study didn't just reduce their inflammation. They reported better sleep, less morning stiffness, and, get this, improved memory and focus. One participant said, "I feel like I got 10 years of my life back." And the science backs this up. A 2023 meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials found that regular tart cherry consumption consistently reduced inflammatory markers across multiple studies. This isn't one lucky result. This is proven science. Now you might be wondering, why haven't I heard about this before? Simple. There's no money in cherries for pharmaceutical companies. They can't patent a fruit. They'd rather sell you expensive medications that mask symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. Timing is everything. This is the part that most people get wrong, and it can make or break your results. You see, eating tart cherries at dinner isn't random. There's a biological reason that makes this timing absolutely crucial. Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin. Yes, the same hormone your body produces to help you sleep. But here's what's fascinating. When you consume tart cherries with your evening meal, you're working with your body's natural circadian rhythm. Studies show that inflammation follows a daily pattern. It typically peaks in the early morning hours. That's why you wake up stiff and achy. By consuming tart cherries at dinner, you're delivering anti-inflammatory compounds exactly when your body needs them most, during the overnight inflammatory surge. Research from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed tart cherries in the evening had 35% lower inflammatory markers the next morning compared to those who ate them at breakfast. 35% just from changing the timing. But wait, it gets even better. Remember how I mentioned tart cherries contain melatonin? Well, poor sleep increases inflammation, and increased inflammation disrupts sleep. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you trapped in pain and exhaustion. Tart cherries break this cycle. The anthocyanins reduce inflammation, while the natural melatonin improves your sleep quality. A 2018 study found that older adults with insomnia who drank tart cherry juice increased their sleep time by 84 minutes. That's an hour and a half of additional restorative sleep. And during that extra sleep, your body is hard at work. It's clearing out inflammatory proteins, repairing damaged tissue, and even consolidating memories. No wonder people report feeling sharper and more energetic. Here's exactly how to do it. Consume your tart cherries 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, ideally with or right after dinner. If you're using juice, drink it slowly over 15 to 20 minutes. If you're eating whole cherries or dried cherries, have them as your dessert. The power combinations. Now this is where things get really exciting. What if I told you that you could triple the anti-inflammatory effects of tart cherries? Scientists have discovered that certain food combinations create what they call a synergistic effect. It's like 1 + 1 = 5. And when you combine tart cherries with specific foods, the results are absolutely extraordinary. First combination, tart cherries plus fatty fish. When you eat salmon, mackerel, or sardines with your tart cherries, the omega-3 fatty acids work together with the anthocyanins to suppress inflammatory pathways. A 2024 study showed this combination reduced inflammation markers by an additional 15% compared to either food alone. Second combination, add a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. The oleocanthal in olive oil has similar properties to ibuprofen, but without the side effects. When combined with tart cherry anthocyanins, it creates a powerful 1-2 punch against inflammation. Mediterranean populations have been doing this instinctively for centuries. Now we know why they have such low rates of inflammatory diseases. But here's the real game changer. Turmeric with black pepper. Add just a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper to your tart cherry juice, or sprinkle it on your cherries. The piperine in black pepper increases the absorption of curcumin from turmeric by 2,000%. Yes, 2,000%. And when curcumin combines with cherry anthocyanins, they target different inflammatory pathways simultaneously. Let me share something that will blow your mind about why tart cherries work when expensive medications fail. Your body has something called the COX-2 enzyme. This enzyme triggers inflammation and pain. Most anti-inflammatory drugs work by blocking this enzyme. But here's the problem. They also block COX-1, which protects your stomach lining. That's why these medications cause ulcers and bleeding. Tart cherry anthocyanins are selective COX-2 inhibitors. They block only the bad enzyme while leaving the protective one alone. It's like having a smart bomb instead of carpet bombing your entire system. But it goes deeper. Research from 2024 discovered that tart cherries activate something called the NRF2 pathway. This is your body's master switch for producing its own antioxidants. Instead of just adding antioxidants from outside, you're turning on your body's own antioxidant factory. If you're ready to take control of your health, comment below "I'm starting tonight" and subscribe right now. Your health matters. Start tonight.